Hello, everybody. Welcome to Strategize Your Business Online, the live designed for entrepreneurs like yourself who are looking for a dose of business inspo and ideas to grow your business in the online space. My name is Dee Boswell-Buck, and I am the digital marketing strategist behind Boswell-Buck Creative Consulting. And what we do is we help business owners connect with their ideal clients in the online space strategically so they can earn more revenue. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on today's topic, where we are going to talk about aligning your message online so that it also matches the goals of your business. So I'd like to start off by sharing a fact. Did you know that on average, people spend an average of 151 minutes daily on social media? I'm going to let that sink in. Now, I'm going to say that 151 minutes a different way. That is over 2.5 hours daily on social media. And another fact here is that 93% of small businesses report that they struggle with being on social media. So social media is the perfect place for your business to be because you can reach more people and you can get in front of more of your ideal clients, but it is a challenge. So that is why I thought that this topic would be very, very important to talk about. Now, before I continue, if you are watching this live right now, or if you're watching the replay, I would love to know, and thank you so much for watching. Please put it in the chat. I would love to know who you are, so I know your name is going to show up automatically. And I would love to learn about your business. Like, what is it that you do? And how is it that you help your ideal client? So often when, business owners, they reach out to me, so they fill out my contact form so that they can, get that free consultation. And here are some of the things that I hear from business owners. I made a list here. That's why I'm looking. So one of the things that I hear is that, Dee, I just feel like I am throwing spaghetti at the wall. So you know that term. It's like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and it doesn't stick. So that is how many entrepreneurs are feeling when they are sharing about their business online. Another thing is that, they're doing all of the right things. They're following, all the right tips. And then, they share online and they take a moment off of social and then they go back on, they open up their phone. And it is really disappointing in terms of what it is that they see in terms of the results. And then two big things here, but they are connected together, is that often they're getting the wrong leads. So they're not getting those dream clients reaching out to them. They are getting people who are reaching out to them. And those individuals that are reaching out, it's just way off the charts. So these entrepreneurs who are really excited to get on the call with a lead that, discovered them on social media, well, then it ends up that they're quite disappointed because the lead is asking them about services that are off the mark in terms of what it is that they offer. And another thing is that the phone just isn't ringing. So the phone isn't ringing, or the email notification is not going off that somebody has filled out the contact form. So we are so busy as business owners, right? Like, this. We are very, very busy. So when we are putting our time and our energy into everything that we do, we want to see something come back to us. And one of the things that they say to me, like after saying all of this, is that, throwing spaghetti at the wall, not getting the right leads. Well, they say that I reached out, Dee, because I need a social media strategy. If I have a social media strategy, I know, because I've got something really good to offer. And I just need a social media strategy, and that will just get everything started. So I just want to say this. Your social media strategy, you need one. I have a social media strategy as well. If you are an entrepreneur and you are using the online space, you need a strategy. However, a lot of people do not realize that your strategy, your online strategy, it starts with the goals of your business. You don't just show up online. You don't just put out a website. You don't just put out an ad, and you don't just start sharing things on social media unless it is aligned with your values and the goals of your business. So I am going to let that sink in. And for those of you who are watching, I would love to know, like, was that something that you knew, or was it like kapow? I did not know that, Dee. And either way, I'm going to be sharing some tips about aligning social media marketing with the goals of your business. And some of those tips are actually going to be very much about, what it is that we do here at Boswell-Buck Creative. Now, I'm going to talk about a few goals that business owners have. And most often, the goals that entrepreneurs have, it starts with revenue, right? It starts with revenue because we are in this because not only are we, being a leader in what we do, and we know that we can help everyone, but ultimately we also want to make money because we are running a business. So number one is revenue. And usually it could be that I want to exceed last year's revenue by X amount of dollars, right? That is probably your number one goal as a business owner. So the question would be, what is it that you need to do to increase that revenue? Now, here's something that we could think about that could be linked to helping you to increase your revenue. It could mean that, this year you want to grow your email list. I hear that often. It's like, Dee, things have come to a halt. It's very rare that I am growing my email list. Now, that could be for, when you're starting out your year or you're starting out a quarter. I would like to grow my email list by X amount of email addresses. Now, notice that I keep on saying X amount or a percentage of. And that is because you have to put a number to what your goals are. If you don't put a number to your goals, then it's not really a goal. It's more of a wish. And you have to be able to work to a number. So growing your email list is a really great thing to do that can help you to earn more revenue. It's one of the things that you can do. And then also, what are the specific products and services that you sell? Now, those could be a goal for you as well. Now, I remember, I'm half a decade, yay, in my business right now. And I used to say yes to everything. Can you do this? Yes. Can you do that in terms of online marketing? Yes, I can. But now I am established, I want to be so sure that I am offering services that, everyone can say Dee is the one to go to. I also want to know that when I am providing these services for my clients, that I love doing these services. And also, because I want to offer these specific services, or for you, it could be specific product, you want to make sure that you have priced these things correctly. So I no longer say, yes, I can do everything. I'm going to talk about a little bit later how it is that, I decided just to offer a few things. And then that helps me to have a very clear message when it comes to having a social media strategy. And I no longer have it where somebody is reaching out to me and I'm like, what in tarnation? How is it that they thought that I would be the one to help them with this? When somebody fills out my form, not only is my form very clear with the different things that I offer, the only things that I offer, when people are filling out the form, there's a section there where you are able to do a bit of a rant about what it is that you are struggling with. And it's usually spot on with how it is that I can help. So let me continue. Now, if you have a six-figure business, you have goals. And in that case, I would love to know, if you're watching right now, like, I would love to know, like, what are one of those goals that you have? And I know one of the goals are going to be to earn more revenue, but I would love to know, like, outside of that, what would be one of the goals that you think would be really great to help you to earn that revenue? Now, don't forget that when you are sharing that goal, I am going to challenge you to quantify it. So if you're going to be putting in the comments, Dee, I want to grow my email list, I would love to know, how much do you want to grow your email list? Is it by 20%? Is it by 10%? And is it in this quarter, or is it in the next 6 months? Perhaps you want to sell so much of a specific service that you offer. Put that in the chat so I can get to know about what it is that you do and everyone else can see what it is that you do. But perhaps you want to book like 10 more people within the next 2 months who are specifically going to reach out to you about this particular service. Please share this in the chat. Now, on average, I believe that the goals that you should have goals, but you should have only a few goals. And I like to work with the number 3. And even when I'm onboarding a new client, the question that I ask is, what are your next 3 goals in the next 3 months? So yes, I do want to know what your goals are overall for the year. However, I also want to know, what are your next 3 goals in the next 3 months? And that is because when we are writing for our clients and we are creating content for our clients on social media, we want to make sure that we are speaking about these three products and services that our clients offer. Now, we're not going to speak about these 3 things all the time. Like, we want your audience to get to know you. Perhaps you want to talk about your favorite book, or perhaps you want to share that you went camping, because ultimately people love to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. However, when we're talking about your offerings, we want to make sure that we are always talking about the same things. So that way, when somebody reaches out to you, you are not surprised. You're going to feel so good when they fill out your contact form, and that they filled out your contact form for one or all of these 3 things. And they did that because you were very clear in your messaging on social media. So that is why it's very important just to stick to a very few. Now, as I mentioned, you've got your goals for the year, and I like to call those the macro goals. But these 3 goals that I'm talking about, they can help you to get to those 3 big goals. Now, I'm going to share an example. It was 2021, and, I was changing things up in my business, still providing digital marketing, but I was now at that point where I did not want to do everything. And my current email list, the email list that I had at the end of 2020 into 2021, well, for the most part, those were email addresses of when I first started out networking. So I had left my job of 26 years in 2018. And I was, a brand new business owner for, the first couple of years. And I would do a lot of networking events, and I love going to networking events. However, at those particular networking events, I would have people join on my email list, and I would have really cool gifts on my table, like a bottle of wine, or it would be a pen set, or some journals, or a gift card. And I was building my email list that way. I was also growing my email list in other ways on social media, but my thing was, I just wanted to build my list with names. And 2021 came around, and I wanted to build my list of names of people who were at a certain level of their business And also, they were going through certain pain points that I knew that I can help them with. And therefore, if I were to have them on my email list, I would be able to send them my weekly, easy, doable, actionable tips, which by the way, I still send every Monday morning at 10:02 a.m. But they would be able to read this. They would open it up because they got on my list, and they got on my list because they wanted to. And they really appreciated the message that I was sharing on social media. So 2021, I'm just going to my notes here because I had to like think back in time. I did a little bit of market research before I rolled out my plan to grow my email list with intention. And what I did was I reached out to, you know, some of my clients, thinking back, like, what are the things that was really getting to you before we connected? Also, just taking a look at the comments on social media, whenever I would share some information, I would just read those comments and then, just giving a call to my business besties, asking them, what is it that you struggle when it comes to being online? Now, here are some of the things that I came up with, and I'm sharing this to you because I'm going to let you know what I did. So here were some of the pain points. People were confused about Instagram hashtags. So most platforms have hashtags, and people can search these hashtags, and your social media or your content will come up in front of these individuals. So there was a huge confusion about Instagram hashtags. Another one was that people were feeling very challenged about Facebook and Instagram ads. They were going through the motion, boosting that post, and then, Facebook would say, we're going to share your post to everybody in this 5 kilometer radius. And then, often people would go ahead and they would say, yes, boost that post. The thing is that your audience or your ideal client, they're not just within a 5 kilometer radius. They are, they live further out. And if you drive, if you've got a team that goes out to these areas, then you need to reach more. But it's not just about where is it that they live. Like that could be one part. However, there's also like the interest. And the interest is this individual interested in what it is that you do? Is this individual, like, do they have a need for what it is that you provide? And like building up all of these interests. So, and that is the main thing about creating a Facebook ad. There's other things too. And then another point was that, they felt that their LinkedIn profile was a little lackluster. So they were on LinkedIn. They probably started this LinkedIn account years before. Possibly, like I do work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and most of them had a 9 to 5. So their LinkedIn profile is exactly how they left it when they worked at their 9 to 5. And now they want to get back on LinkedIn. They know that there's an opportunity on LinkedIn, but they just don't know how to stand out and look like the expert in their field. And then, of course, a big thing is that not knowing how to create a social media marketing strategy. So in 2021, to grow my list, I decided that I would hold every single month one online one online masterclass. So my first masterclass was in January. And I went from January, I think, until June. I did take March off because, my daughter had March break. But I had one masterclass every single month. And the first masterclass was about Instagram hashtags. The other masterclass was about the other pain point that I spoke about. And then I had enough pain points to talk about where we would get laser focus, and we would speak about just one pain point, and I would share tips. And I always made sure that it was always done the same way. I really believe that everybody's time is valuable. And I know how entrepreneurs work. And I see that Tamisha is online. Hi, Tamisha. Thank you for joining. So I get you, Tamisha. I'm sure you understand. We don't have a lot of time. So my monthly masterclasses were always at 10 a.m. until 11. And I always, like, the marketing message was that we are going to quickly get laser focus on a specific topic. And the fact that people were hearing exactly what it was that they were going to learn that month, and they would hear the words laser focus, and that I would say we're going to get together for 1 quick hour, I had quite a few people showing up. So in month one, I had about 70 people sign up to come to my laser focus masterclass, which happened to be about Instagram hashtags. Now, that day when I had that laser focus session, I believe 40 people showed up, 30 people did not, but I still had 70 names on my email list. So that is one way that I decided that I was going to, use my social media to talk about my business. One of the things that I was going to speak about was my laser focus session. And knowing that I have it every single month, and I didn't want to hit the ground running every single month, I knew that in my social media strategy, 1 to 2 times per week, I would be speaking about the fact that there was an upcoming, I keep on pointing at this, but I used the spanner. I would speak 1 to 2 times a week that there was an upcoming laser focus session and how it is that it can help my audience. So not only was I able to grow my email list, and it was not about the numbers, the fact that, individuals, they signed up for these laser focus sessions. And then now I was able to send a newsletter and get in front of them right in their inbox. So if they were taking a break off of social media, well, then now I was now getting into their inbox where they do go to their emails, right? Another thing was that I always made sure to share something laser focused, and they were learning. So I was rarely selling. However, I always had a call to action. And whenever I am working with my clients, I say to my clients, what's in it for me? So that is something that you need to think about. And that is not what's in it for me, as in me, Dee Boswell-Buck, me, the business owner. But the question is, what is in it for me? So what is your audience? What's your dream client thinking about when they are, signing up for your newsletter? They are, very aware of their time. They don't want to have more clutter. So when they do get on your email list, you want to make sure that you are answering those questions, like, what is in it for me? I wanted to make sure that they were always learning from me. And I always had a call to action that if they ever had any questions, there was a button there where they could book a call. So what's happening right now is that I still have these weekly emails that go out to my clients. I don't do the master classes as often. I mean, a lot of people are zoomed out, and I do find other ways to grow my email list, but growing my email list is always a priority, and I make sure that I share content about it. So if you are to go on my a lot of the social media platforms that I'm active on, you will see that once a week there is a post about a newsletter. And it's pretty simple. I talk about the newsletter, what the topics is going to be about. And I'll say, if you want in, just jump into my DMs and I'll put you on the list. And I let everyone know that the email is going out the next day, Monday at 10:02. So that is still a priority. So I'd like to pause for a moment. Like, if you are watching the replay or if you are watching live, I would love to know, if you have something out there, like if you've got a free download that you're trying to get out there that would help your dream clients. If you have one, I would love to share the stage. Please share it in the comments. But when you share it into the comments, please let everyone know, my download is about this. And this download will help you to do that. So that way, everyone knows like what it is the download is about. You might pique somebody's interest and you might grow your email list today due to the live. Now, one of the things that I shared earlier was that one of the goals would be selling your products and services that you really enjoy, um, you know, you really enjoy doing. And also, you want to make sure that when you are focusing on sharing about these certain products and services, you looked at your pricing, because when you are going to be sharing about them on social media and people reach out and they sign up, you want to make sure that it's going to help you to meet your revenue goals. Now, like I said, I used to say I could do everything when it came to digital marketing. But what brings me joy? These are the things that bring me joy in my business. And I speak only about these services in my business. Now, it brings me joy to do online audits. I feel like maybe the next thing that I would do in the workforce, well, if I decided not to do this anymore, which is highly unlikely, but maybe I'm going to be a private investigator, because there is nothing like going through somebody's online presence and seeing like their social media, seeing their website, getting on their email list to see if that works out really well, and just seeing if everything is very cohesive and taking a look for like what are the gaps, and then solving the mystery of like why things are not working. So I get pure I get pure joy from doing that. And then another thing that I love doing is the full service social media management. I love doing the full service social media management because there's nothing more exciting than writing content and doing all the graphics. Or some of our clients, they supply like video, which is video that we're going to share on LinkedIn, or we're going to share them as reels on Instagram or on Facebook, wherever. And then we write the caption. And then what happens is that it does exactly what the clients want. So I think about when I onboarded a client and she told me what some of her goals were. So this client, she has a team, and she said, Dee, I want my practice to be full. Well, after 6 months of working together, she is now hiring more team members to service these like new clients that are coming in. So just being like more cohesive and making sure that we are writing in her brand voice. And we love to share like educational content, because sometimes your dream clients, they don't know that they need you. But if they are scrolling across, on social media, and they are reading and they're like, oh, this social media post, it describes me. Oh my goodness, I am going to reach out. Well, then, it has done its job. And just the other day, I was looking at a client's social media, and somebody said in the comments, I love your feed. It makes me feel so happy. I just love being here. And a little bit of me wanted to say, it is I, it's my team who is writing. But that just brought me so much joy. No, I did not. So you could be confident that we are not going to do that should you decide to work with us. But that brings me joy in my business, because quite frankly, business owners, they love to do what it is that they love to do. However, they got this truth bomb that they now have to do marketing. And often when people reach out to me, they tell me that they do not like social media marketing. They like to get on it on their own personal accounts, but they really do not enjoy doing it for their business. So I love providing that full service. And then, of course, the last thing, or one of the things, is that I love ads. Why do I love ads, whether Google ads or social media ads? I have an ad running right now on Facebook and on Instagram for my business. Now, right now, as I'm here doing this live, my ad is running for me. I am not like putting up a post, right? So it's just working for me. When I go to sleep tonight, my ad is running. So whoever happens to be on social media, they're going to see my ad. I'm going to be picking up my daughter from camp soon. I'm going to have a popsicle in the car. One of these days, you'll have to ask me, how is it that I can get this popsicle to her without it melting? But that's another story. I'm going to be driving to pick my daughter up from camp, and my ad is going to be working. So that is the great thing about running a social media ad, is that your ad is showing up, and it's showing up because it's targeted. It's showing up targeted in front of somebody in particular who is most likely to engage with your ad and also to buy from you. And that just brings me joy because, if you notice, I keep on talking about the value of time in this live, and ads, they save my clients time and they save me time. So last but not least, I want to mention a really key point of your social media strategy. Are you ready for it? It is you. People love to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And I'm going to talk about like the different ways that you could show up, because great, you are providing the products, the services, you are showing up as the thought leader by providing really great tips and educational pieces. But kind of like popping up on social media so people can get a feel of who you are, well, that could do a world of wonder for your business. So, as an example, one of my clients, she had a retreat in Ottawa, and I said to her, "Oh, that is amazing. Here's a folder." So I organize everything, and I'll send a link to a folder. Here's a folder. Can you put the images, like if you don't mind sharing, can you share images into this folder? And there's a document in there. If you could share a little bit of a backstory, and I'm going to make a social media post about it. And she did that. And we created like a video montage of the images. The images were moving. We added a little bit of music to it, and we wrote a caption for it. And it did so well on LinkedIn. It had such great engagement. Another client, she went to a seminar in the US. So I am based in Canada. And everything that I'm sharing is really great for everybody. If you have a business and you are using social media, this is one specific client where she was going to a seminar in the US. And just as the very same reaction, oh my goodness, okay, I'm going to share a link to a folder. And whatever you feel comfortable with, can you put your images in that folder? And then there's going to be a document. If you can just share a little bit of a backstory, and I'm going to create a social media post, or my team member is going to create a post. So what we did was we created a reel, and she's pretty cool, where it was like not only images, but it was a lot of video, and we put some music against it. She even told us, at the start of when we started working together, what type of music that she likes. I tend to ask people that because, if you're going to be using music in your social media, then people really shouldn't feel comfortable that that it's aligned with like who you are. So it doesn't seem a little bit strange, I guess. So we put it against some really great music. We wrote a really great caption, and it got a lot of engagement. So it's not just about engagement, but hey, engagement helps with the algorithms. And when people are engaging, they are really loving what they're seeing. People do business with that they know, like, and trust. Do I have a few clients who are like, nope, I do not want to be seen on social media? Yes, I do. And it's very important for me to share that, because I don't want you to be afraid and not like reach out to me. We can make it work. I have clients where we are sharing their favorite book. So it could be like a book that is on a coffee table, or we are sharing a favorite quote. We are able to personalize that social media feed. So your dream clients are still going to want to reach out. So that is it. Like, I just want to conclude here and remind you that when it comes to a social media strategy, it does not start with social media. Your social media strategy starts with your business goals. So I would love if before you finish watching this live, whether you're watching it in person, like live, or if you're watching the replay, share in the comments, like, what is one business goal that you have? I would love to see it. And you know what? I'm going to circle back and engage and maybe share a tip there. So whenever you are showing up online, it needs to align with your goals. For me and for everybody, it's always the revenue, but what is it that you need to do to get to that revenue? And that is what you want to use social media marketing to put a focus on. For me, it's always about growing my email list. It's always about speaking specifically about products and services. And I do show up on social media, which, by the way, me doing this live here is one of the ways that I show up. If you follow my accounts on other platforms, you'll see I have some funny videos, or I love to go out running. I love running in the winter as well, and I will share like my running journey as well. So it's not just all about the business, but people love to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. Now, before you go, please remember to share the one goal that you are working on for this year. And if you are interested in how it is that we can get all of these ideas that I spoke about, or how it is that we can get your goals together and align them with your values and your business so that we can create a social media strategy, I would love for you to reach out. I provide a complimentary 20-minute digital deep dive, or a discovery call. I love to play on words. And you can book for a discovery call at deeboswellbuck.com/contact. So if you are an established six-figure business owner and it is about time you can still hate social media, that's okay. But you know that it is time to share your business and share what it is that you do so you can earn more revenue and get your dream clients, the right clients to your business. Then by all means, go to my website at deeboswellbuck.com/contact, fill out for a digital deep dive, and I look forward to speaking with you. Have yourself a really great day, everybody. I know you can do it, and I look forward to seeing you show up with ease online.